This is a problem that honestly could have massive issues with the lifespan of Overwatch 2. And it's not just you on your own, guys, dealing with this. It's everybody who is dealing with this problem. It is the Overwatch 2 Matchmaker, and it is just not very good. Right, let's break this down. Let's begin with, well, why is the Matchmaker killing the game? Overwatch traded its competitive nature for faster matchmaking. In Overwatch 1, your SR was tied to your rank. This means you could be 3000 SR, which is diamond, but in Overwatch 2, you could be 3000 SR, and by the way, the SR is hidden, but you could be 3000 SR, but be gold. The rank decay system at the season start is designed to create an artificial climb while maintaining your SR to give the illusion of progression. Now, let me explain all of this because it is a little bit to take on board, but I think hopefully after watching this video, you'll have a better understanding of what is going on with this game and why it is so bad for the long-term health of the game. So what's happening? There's a number of factors that are causing competitive games of Overwatch to be wildly imbalanced. This results in roles, which are super boring and have a huge negative effect on the game. Roles increase the number of rage quits and throwers in any given game. Nobody likes to be rolled, and rolling the enemy gets boring real fast. Players want a challenge because, you know, it's competitive. That's why they play it, Blizzard. How are games formed? Well, this is taken directly from Blizzard. Your MMR, which is your matchmaking rating, will rise over time if you improve your skill and win more games against players of your current MMR level. All our game modes, including competitive, only look at MMR when forming a match. We never use your outward-facing skill tier or division to form matches. Now, that is an insane statement to make because that is just the rank that you see in the game does not correlate to your skill. Your actual skill is hidden. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy why that's a thing. It's so bad. Anyway, likewise, the rank you see in a player's profile isn't the same as their MMR. We only adjust your MMR after you win or lose a game, or if you come back after not playing for a long time. Your MMR is unaffected when we lower your rank at the beginning of a season. Let me read that again. Your MMR is unaffected when we lower your rank at the beginning of a season. And everyone in your matches has a similar MMR as you. Initial ranked matches can feel turbulent because players return at the beginning of a season, and anything that changes player population is going to affect the matchmaker. But let's just roll this back. Look at this bit here. Look at it again. Your MMR is unaffected when we lower your rank at the beginning of a season. So all they do at the beginning of a season is go, like, so take me on support. I think I was like Diamond 1, I think. Or maybe, I think it was Diamond 1 at the end of Season 1. And then that became Platinum. It was like Plat 4 or Plat 5 or something at the start of Season 2. But my MMR on that role is still Diamond. Everybody I'm playing against is still Diamond. But now we're all Platinum ranked players. But we're not because we're Diamond. So those Platinum games, right, this is how insane it is, guys, are actually Diamond games. And they're much harder than a Platinum game would be because they're Diamond games. And all these Diamond players that are now Platinum rank are now playing actually in Diamond games, but with a Platinum visual on their screen that they need to grind through to get back to the rank that they ended the last season at which point the next season will drop you back down to that rank again. So you never visually advance in rank. It is such a terrible system. Let's take a look at some examples. So here you can very clearly see my team have annihilated the enemy team. Look at their tank. He's got 9 eliminations and 8 deaths. I've got 28 and 1 death. Now, this could simply be a tank diff. It could be I'm a better player or I've picked a better hero. I think it would be I've picked a better hero. Reinhardt against Orisa. Maybe he didn't have the support he needed, although he does have an Ana and a Kiriko. But yeah, he's been beat, that tank player, and that's probably enabled the rest of my team to just destroy them. Or it could be that I've got a Widowmaker on my team. She's only got 16 limbs, but they could have been crucial eliminations at that right time. Now, there is another little issue with all of this stuff, looking at the scoreboards. We've never had access to this information before until we got Overwatch 2. This could have been happening in Overwatch 1, but just we were never aware of how how like substantial the gap is between teams when, well, teams are formed. But let's take a look at another one. This one is kind of woeful. I mean, our team have got such better stats than the enemy team. It's just unbelievable. In every single department, there's no outlier on the enemy team here. That is, okay, maybe their DPS was playing well or etc, etc. They wasn't. I mean, look at their stats. Compared to ours, they were beat in every single category. Now, again, it could be simply because they had a bad tank. My team had a better tank. I'm going to say that again because it's me. But, like, you know, their tank could have been better than me, but maybe my DPS was just killing theirs at the start of every fight. I mean, look at my Pharah's stats. They're really incredibly good stats. Look at the enemy team. They don't actually have anyone to counter Pharah. So there's a problem. So it probably was as simple as that. They didn't counter Pharah. They've got a Junkrat and a Hanzo into Pharah, and she's just farmed them all game, which has let us farm them all game. Yeah. Next up, we've got this. So here, this was a really fast game, actually, this was. The enemy team just didn't even have a chance. They just got rolled over. Look at the Cassidy on my team. He has not died. He's got 11 kills. Look at the Sojourn. She's got 14 kills. But look at the team comp. We've got a Mercy, and that Mercy can massively increase the power level of both Cassidy and of the Sojourn, which the enemy team don't have, although they do have a Mercy, but the Mercy's not going to be as effective in that team comp against our team comp. So is this just a straight up team comp win? Is skill not even an issue in Overwatch? It's weird, isn't it? Let's take a look at a final example here. Again, this is like the stats are really high from our team. The enemy team, they've been rolled. This isn't a fun game to play in. This is a game where we have won every single major engagement, essentially. We've just pushed through the enemy team. They've got no chance. And it's boring. And this is happening over and over again. And I've only shown you guys 4 screenshots here. I could show you 30 screenshots of this happening. And also I can show you it happening to me as well, where we just get rolled and the enemy team have annihilated us for whatever reason. It's just not fun. Games are not really equal in Overwatch 2. So why does this happen? Why is there such a difference in quality of teams when the matchmaker is building them? I think tank skill is a major issue. If one team has the better tank player, probably who's got higher MMR, then they typically control the flow of the game, which then allows their DPS to just annihilate the enemy. If you have the lowest skill tank, then you're probably going to get rolled. If tanks are of equal skill, and honestly, this is something the matchmaker should just be doing all the time. It should be going, if this player's got 3000 SR or whatever their internal MMR is, we need to find a tank of the same skill and match them. We can't have someone who is like effectively a diamond tank against the platinum tank. That's not going to go well for the platinum tank, so that can't be a game that we form. But it seems that it is a game that they form. Anyway, if the tanks are of equal skill, then, well, the focus should fall onto the DPS. And if the DPS is of equal skill, then the focus falls onto the support synergy with the DPS. Both teams have a Sojourn. Okay, let's just run this as an example. But one team has a Mercy. The team with the Mercy pocketing the DPS wins due to the force multiplier applied from the Mercy to that DPS, which tips the balance if all other factors are considered equal. Is that a skill issue? Is that just a hero selection issue? Could you be as good as that Mercy player on the enemy team, but you don't play Mercy, so you then can't damage boost your Sojourn, so your Sojourn doesn't get the advantage against their Sojourn, so you lose? Is that what Overwatch is? Speed of game formation, and I think this is a big one. I think clearly Blizzard are prioritizing matchmaking time over anything in the matchmaking algorithm. They want games to fill really fast because this will stop players walking away. This in turn causes game quality to be quite poor, but at least the players get to play and they don't have to wait. And this probably helps with things like monthly active user stats and time players are connected to the game and playing. It probably makes them higher, which probably pleases people writing quarterly reports for management and all of that stuff. But I think this is quite clear that they are really forming games a bit too quickly because the matchmaker is just going, just shove these guys together, let's go. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of a gap in skill, throw them out there. But actually, in the game, it turns into this horror show where the games are so horrifically unbalanced. Old players coming back. Now, this is another issue. They did kind of touch on this in the quote I read at the top of the video from Blizzard. But think of it this way. We're almost 5 months into Overwatch 2. There will be people that haven't played Overwatch for years and years. These players will come back to the game, queue for competitive, but maybe they were like, I don't know, platinum in 2019. What rank should they be playing at now? What is their MMR in this new Overwatch 2 world? Blizzard places these players into games and starts to collect data on their Overwatch 2 performance. The thing is, though, The number of these players, I reckon it could easily be in the tens of millions, you know, guys. Like, there was 50 million players in Overwatch 1. There isn't 50 million players on Overwatch 2 at the moment, but these people may jump back in because, yeah, it's free to play. They can just download it and go for it. But what do you do with these players? They're flooding back into the game, and it probably creates a matchmaker absolute nightmare. What does it do with these players? How can it find accurate games for them? Well, I think the answer is it just can't. So all it does is goes about trying to form games and then just place these players. But the issue is, in the process of this, it destroys the experience for a huge number of players as they queue into teams with players with a effectively much wider skill range than what the game thinks they've got. Now, the game does adjust players if they've not played for a long time. But if someone was a Masters level player in 2019, they shouldn't be in a Masters level game now if they haven't played. They shouldn't even be in a Plat level game, to be honest. Maybe the game puts them in gold, but maybe they're too good for gold, and maybe they roll gold. You know, this is the issue, right? But it's going to take games and games and games to build a profile on that player to then start matching them effectively. Removing competitive elements from the game. SR is hidden from player profiles. Even your own personal stats do not show your SR. Yet the game uses your SR and your MMR, not your rank, to determine which games you're placed into. And SR is derived from MMR, right? But not your rank. But your rank's the only thing you can see. But with building games based off your SR, which you can't see, this causes mass confusion as the visible indicator of player skill does not actually correlate to player skill. How insane does that? It just sounds insane to even say that, doesn't it? This is made especially worse when a new season begins. Blizzard drop players multiple rank tiers and divisions below where they finished last season, yet the SR remains the same. Using the Diamond example, this turns those players into low Platinum players, yet SR remains at a Diamond level. We can use SR and MMR interchangeably here, I think, because they're hidden stats, and your SR remains the same. Your MMR remains the same. You are a Diamond level player, yet you've been placed into Platinum level games. Now, this only serves to make the player super annoyed when they realize all they're doing each new season is fighting back to the rank they ended at last season, while the games remain as difficult as if they were at their previous season high, all in the name of pumping player retention stats. And honestly, I hate to say this, again, it's a system designed through frustration. Instead of making the climb rewarding and fun, it's just artificial and soulless. You're not actually going anywhere. Rank isn't displayed during competitive matches. Now, this is an effort to reduce toxicity. But the insane irony at play here is they've given us a detailed scoreboard, so it's very clear who is performing the worst in the team, and then that player just becomes the target of toxicity anyway. Remove rank icons removes the sense of achievement, and then players can't show their rank off because, well, they can't because they've just removed it. So where is the sense of achievement there in showing something off that you've earned? It's just removed. It's such a crazy decision. The UI just gives no indication that you're actually in a competitive game. So yeah, this reduces the competitive mindset, if you ask me, and like the urgency to perform in the game mode. It basically becomes quick play plus with a little bit more structure than quick play. But even then, it's questionable as to the structure of competitive. No time to chat. As play of the game finishes, you're disbanded from your team and shown the Battle Pass XP you've gained. There is no time to talk with teammates. You can't banter with the enemy players. It's absolutely sterile. These were moments of organic play, moments where the game, where it was possible to form friendships, yeah? To get to know players, be social in a social game. It makes me so frustrated. This was all disposed of in favour of ramming the Battle Pass straight down our throats in the hope that, we see the Battle Pass XP as the bar and the only reason for playing Overwatch 2, and we come back season after season to buy the thing, mindlessly grind back to level 80. Overwatch has lost many unique aspects that made it a fun game. Where are voting cards? That was a fun concept, wasn't it, at the end of the game? Clearly designed by devs who want players to have fun. Yet now we're left with the cold, frustrating, sterile environment of that XP bar shoved in your face. Where's On Fire? The heroes have still got On Fire voice lines. Even the new heroes have got them. Yet the On Fire mechanic, which was just purely there for fun, that's removed. Maybe they'll sell us on-fire cosmetics in future seasons and then re-enable it. It's so easy to be cynical with this game, and it makes me sad as hell. In conclusion then, Overwatch 2 has lost competitive viability when compared to Overwatch. The game, it's designed to hold player retention at the cost of being a game. It's built to keep you grinding through the Battle Pass. It's built to frustrate you into buying cosmetics. It's built to force Battle Pass sales to gain immediate access to new heroes. It's lost a lot of the special spice that made it a fantastic game. All Overwatch had to do was just keep updating Overwatch, and I think we've been fine. You literally just update Overwatch, people come back to the game. They've done it with Overwatch 2. You just update the game and people come back to it. There was no need for all these sweeping changes. Like, where's looking for group? The majority of changes in Overwatch 2 are just straight up downgrades. Why change the rank icons? I could just go on and on and on. Listen, right, there's still a gameplay foundation here, which is absolutely fantastic. That's what's carrying the game at the moment. There is still a chance that Overwatch can start to regain its rightful position, and I honestly believe this is true, as a fantastic one-of-a-kind game. Yeah, okay, Team Fortress 2 is similar, blah, blah. It's not. Overwatch is a unique game. The way it plays is superb. It's unique. It's fantastic. It's great. It's awesome. But it's just everything else which is causing problems. The current monetization and the way things have been designed for player retention, I think it's all very short-sighted. And if the course isn't corrected, I think we could be looking at the start of the decline of Overwatch 2, which sounds insane because it's only 5 months after the game has launched. Okay, guys, thank you for listening and watching the video. Let me know what you think about all of this. I think the Matchmaker is definitely a very frustrating element of Overwatch at the moment. And me, as a die-hard player of Overwatch, it says it in my unit lost logo, doesn't it? Rank doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter in Overwatch 2. There is, you just keep playing the game, play whatever heroes you want. Don't really care too much about team comps. Just keep going for it, because you're going to be stuck in an artificial grind, which is a hell of a grind to get back to where you ended the last season at, and it's probably going to take you 50, 60 games to get back to that rank. That's a hell of a lot of games, especially over a 9-week season. So it's going to be pretty unlikely that you're going to push through to other ranks unless you're dedicating insane amounts of time to the game. But yeah, there's other issues as well, monetization, etc., etc., etc. But do let me know what you think about this. Let me know what your experiences are with the game, and where do you think it's going to go this year? I think a lot of people are putting a lot of their hopes onto PvE. Will PvE be able to reinvent the game? I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on PvE and what that looks like. But yeah, all right, guys, thank you, and I've been Stylosa. If you enjoyed the video, then do like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. It all helps the algorithm, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next video. See you soon.